And welcome back, everybody, as the B stream continues here as we get closer and closer in the brawl for the belt. Dan, we're back for another tasty little affair. This time around, something quite different. nosfa taking on dooi.
Yeah, nosfa versus dooi. I haven't been able to see either one of these. Well, that's a lie. I casted nosfa. I meant I didn't see nosfa play against Dahang. I need food. I didn't get to see dooi either. So apparently nosfa got dismantled by Dahang, which I didn't see, and I haven't seen how dooi got knocked out either. So going to be an interesting matchup. We've obviously seen these guys play quite a lot in the QPR stages, and it has gone very back and forth, and so I'm expecting a bit of carnage here.
Oh, yeah, I think this should live up to quite an explosive matchup, really. It looks like we're going into the first map straight away as well, kicking it off with Molten Falls between these two. In terms of the actual champion picks we got being pulled out for this one, Dan, it is a Sorlag versus Strog.
Interesting picks. It allows whoever picked the Sorlag, since I haven't got them in front of me, to play hyper aggressive. But
dooi.
Yeah, dooi, and he can do that. But the Strog is also an equally good counter, as we saw on Corrupted Keep last time we played it. So going to be a bit of a brawl, very Americans matchup.
It is, yeah. It is, yeah. It's going to be a bit of a raw pounding between these two as we are getting into it. Looks like we're starting off with the POV of dooi on the big girl herself. Let's see if he can get down with a thickness to start things off here on Molten Falls. Another best of three, of course, straight in with the opening engagement.
And whoever loses is going, well, they're staying at home, but they're out the tournament.
They'll be going to bed.
Yes, for the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Joining Twitch chat.
You probably would. You'd log off, you know what I mean? Walk away from the PC, stretch the knees. Probably.
You'd expect so.
I mean, you've probably got a lot of experience in doing that, right, Dan? You were knocked out from a lot of tournaments throughout your playing career.
I'm glad you had to explain the joke. That makes it doubly funny. But we do see some good vertical rail play from nosfa. Spit into rail. Nasty combo.
No one's taught him any manners. You're not supposed to spit in public. Pretty disgusting. But certainly is a disgusting kill for nosfa to open things up on Molten. He will be heading his way back as well, the wraparound. 5 seconds until we have the heavy armor spawning in. And he's perched up in a prime position to grab it. Nice little flick as well. Smooth attachment there with the LG. A nice bit of damage done to win out for the major item, but also just chip off some of the HP that was built up for dooi. dooi that's going aggro and taking rockets to the legs. He's been blown in half.
I don't think he expected to meet him in the hallway there, but again, as you always do with a heavy, spawning with a very healthy stack and can push in aggressively, and that's exactly what he's done. He won himself the Mega, and even using the rocket jump through the telly to get that additional speed to go back. Chase his opponent down. Look at this play from dooi. The rockets are not great, but he's done enough to bully his way in. Unfortunately, eating a rocket just on nosfa's exit there, but that was already quite smooth.
Ooh. The big double barrel. Decking the man and leaving him slayed. Ow, look how low he is, though. The spit, that's all it took. A single tag, a single tick of damage. Will frag. And we'll give dooi his first pick of the game. Snowball's being shot towards his face, though, as he turns around the corner. Has to make the quick flick onto the Pika to punish it, shut down the drone and keep himself alive. 18 seconds until Mega's up as well. So at this point, it's a huge stack advantage to work with for nosfa. He could grind himself out another kill here if he plays it right.
Yeah, nosfa's doing a great job. He's quite happy for dooi to make these pushes at the moment. Hitting absolutely everything. We'd like to see dooi play a bit more of a range game before he makes these pushes. He's just trying to bully his opponent. That's why we see a bit of a trap coming out here up the jump pad. But otherwise, it's a pretty solid play from nosfa, just delaying the heavy ever so slightly, offsetting the timing even more than it was.
Okay. Straight round the corner. Ooh, big damage in the Pika pummel.
So
Still
nice.
hit him straight in the head with that. That was smooth. Yeah, he's been doing a lot of drone racing in the off-season, Dan. You can tell by the movement.
But look at the power of Sorlag. Even after spawn, he just grabs a weapon and runs at his opponent. And nosfa's going to do the same, spawning with the LG, but instead decides his opponent is gone. I will retreat, pick up this heavy, get myself a better stack.
Woo. Quick flick. Nice bit of damage on the ledge as well. 3 seconds until that Mega comes in. Hello, shot after shot. nosfa, he got the Mega, but he needs to get himself some kind of health soon. He needs to run away. Gets himself out of there, but flying through the air, he's swatted down by the giant newspaper that is dooi.
Yeah, that was really nice coming out there. And you can see how healthy nosfa is as well. Hasn't got any weapons, so going to be difficult for him to truly pressure, but he does drop onto the Mega though. dooi slightly missteps, and yeah, hello indeed.
Hello there. Looking like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Right now though, nosfa, he's the one making all the money, being a celebrity in this server. 2 frags up, classic position to waste time in as well. Listen out. Keep your ears open, crystal clear for all of those audio cues. Knows exactly where he is based off his placement. Should hear him coming down the stairs. Mega is up. Pika on the face. Bit of damage out from the plasma. Baits out the spit, and he's just skating his way past him, backing up the stairs, but this seems like he'll slip over. Gets fragged out, and dooi starts to close the gap. 1 kill between the both of them now, with half of this map remaining.
Just carnage. Both just trying to run at each other here, and nosfa playing slightly more tactful than dooi, who just wants to throw the weight of Sorlag around.
Oof. Rails going over his head, giving him free haircuts, but it's the rockets that will cut down nosfa. 5-5 game is entirely tied, and dooi straight back on the chase. Gets given a speed boost off the back of the Pika, tapping him on a buttocks though. 8 seconds down until this heavy's up. It seems like he has one out on it. But nosfa playing with the aerial advantage. Issue is that LG just burns a hole into him.
Yeah, this is actually looking pretty bad. I was going to say pretty bad for nosfa now. dooi, he's got that stack, but you know, that's a shotgun for you. Okay.
That's another shotgun.
There's another one. And that is such a bogus thing in Quake when you can start with a shotgun. Look at it. It's just crazy.
Why was there such a delay on you saying crazy? You just waiting for the word to spawn in. Never were very good with your item timings, Dan. Translates to your speech pattern. The spit coming out there, of course, though. Buying himself some time. Ooh. Hello. Rail to the face.
Ooh,
dooi
nice.
is low. Oh, oh no. Wow, okay. Entirely burnt to a crisp there. nosfa sending him off to the Burns ward.
Disorientated by the speed that came out there, and nice use of the Pika. The Pika's been pretty good all series long so far.
Yeah, some of the Pika plays have been pretty nice. Shotgun getting more love though. This time it's nosfa's that will commit to another kill. 8-7. This game is entirely back and forth. Every time someone takes a lead, the gap seems to be closed.
Oof.
That was a lot of nail damage.
That's a lot of damage outright. dooi catching nosfa completely off guard, and again he's just, oh, big rocket, but the rail! How did he get the angle for that? It looks almost impossible.
He is a master of trigonometry.
Got his protractor out just to measure it.
You probably would. You maybe need the you know, the little half crescent moon one. I can't remember what they're called. Yeah, but I remember having those in school.
I believe it begins with a P. I don't know why.
That's not a protractor, is it? A protractor's different to the crescent moon stencil. Maybe it is.
I know the one you mean. I know the one you mean. But,
there you go. If you know what that's called, tweet in. Let us know. Hashtag Quake Pro League. 8-8 though, at 8 minutes. All of the 8s. Right now. That's number one, Dan.
Oh, so low, and there's a little bit of time just for the heavy, but nosfa can't get in time. He's going to drop down with the lightning gun, and not looking good in terms of aim, but looking good in terms of stack, and he does get the frag just in time to make a move over towards the Mega, but instead, for the first time all game, someone decides to slow the pace down. It's like, all right, I'm happy. I got a 1 frag lead. That's all I need. It's taken 8.5 minutes to learn his lesson, and he's done it.
nosfa, ooh, he's getting himself back into another engagement though, trying to keep his distance between the two of them so the shotty can't be used, and he will dip, exit stage left back towards the stairwell. His HP was ticking down from the continuous damage from the spit, but he's able to buff it out as he will find himself one of those smaller health bubbles, but he's going to be bubbling with rage off the back of that, goes straight full front into a rocket. It implodes him and leaves us back 9 to 9 minutes. 60 seconds left on this one, Dan. Who's going to get a frag?
I mean, it's definitely in Dewey's corner now, able to do it. He's got, look at the stack he has. nosfa has to play slow and steady. He needs to use the rail. We're barely seeing any real railing come out relative to what I would have expected.
Sudden death could certainly be on the table here. It doesn't feel like they want to run the risk of getting into a one-sided fight. Actually talking about it though, they go straight in! Catches him in midair! nosfa has been torn to shreds by the railgun of Dewey. A 1 frag lead at the end of Molten. That's the way he seals the deal.
Absolute brute force from Dewey from start to finish. His game plan was simple. I'm going to pick a Sorlag. I'm going to get a weapon. I'm going to run at you. He began to refine that when he started to pick up more and more of the items, and then, yeah, pressure, the stack was fairly insurmountable, should I say. And you can see there, no matter how much damage nosfa did, 1,000 more, it just wasn't enough.
It wasn't at all. That's a crazy close game, though, for what it was, right? The consistent trade back and forth of frags. It never felt like there was any opportunity for anyone to have a lead. It was a very scrappy game.
Yeah, really scrappy game. And that's what Dewey wanted. He forced that to happen. Obviously, he wanted to be cleaner, but, you know, he's quite happy to run straight back in. I don't think he tried to leave any items uncontested, and that was to his credit. He made sure that nosfa never built that critical mass stack, didn't allow him to use his rail, always forced his close combat engagements, and did it well. Yeah.
Definitely forced the game into his hands. Having a look at what we've got with the veto as well. As I pull this back up. Going on to the second map here, Dan. Ooh, this is actually pretty tasty. So we've got nosfa on Athena and Anarchy being pulled out for Dewey.
On Koth as well.
Yeah.
Interesting. Obviously, Athena is great for the verticality, whereas Anarchy just got the speed and the inject, and you'll have a lot of dead time to build up that inject as well.
Could be clean. I think this is the first time me and you have casted a bit of Koth tonight as well.
I think, yeah, tonight, definitely. Yeah, we're in for a interesting match.
Could potentially be. Definitely has some more crazier plays to it. I haven't actually casted that much Koth throughout the entire season, to be honest with you. It's definitely been underplayed in a lot of the games that I've done.
Have you played it a lot?
I've done a couple of duels with Lethal. Couple of duels.
Good to know.
Yeah, getting in there. Got to get your laps in, ain't you, mate?
Exactly. Just checking to see what your activity's been like.
Yeah. You know, you wake up in the morning, couple of laps, jump on Koth for a little bit, maybe some bicep curls.
Finish with some D-dust at the end of the day.
Yeah, bit of headshot practice. You got to get your aimbots in.
Cool.
Anyway, back on Quake. Tower of Koth's loading up. We're getting our way into it. I think this is going to be pretty fun. Actually, champion-wise, it looks like it should be pretty sick. And already we're getting a lot of aggression between the two of them.
I don't expect anywhere near as much aggression now. I expect them to kind of fall back into a bit more defensive play style, use that rail a lot more. But I'm more than happy for them to prove me wrong.
I hope so. I hope so indeed. Obviously, it is a best of 3 as well. So, for nosfa, after the big start he had, well, hours ago now, really, back at the opener of the day, it's up to him to bring it back, grind out 2 maps back-to-back, or else this will be Dewey shutting down the series 2-0, Dan.
It could well be. Definitely all in his grasp to do it, but long way to go. And as you say, it would be quite the matchup to knock out nosfa, given how well he played against Apec earlier today.
Oh yeah, it would be a hell of a result to turn things around so quickly for Dewey as well if he is actually able to shut him down. Swinging into action like a Brazilian Spider-Man though. He's trying to instigate a fight immediately here, chasing him as quickly as possible, but Dewey has pieced out. Grapple might close the gap. It puts him into a good spot. Nice predictive rocket, but it won't land. That rail will, though. That must have been the fraction of his shin, Dan.
Yeah, really nice from nosfa, trying to push in aggressively. Doi's a little bit trapped here. Has the inject, though, so that's why he can afford to go a bit more objective. Doesn't use it until the very last second, and did pick up the heavy, though. So there's a little bit of a victory.
A slim one.
A slim one, but
still one. Still something you can take and work with. Does need to build himself back up a bit here, though. The grapple, oh, lovely. Right on top of the ledge. Gets himself the light armor. But the heavy armor has been conceded. That's been grabbed by dooi. Dooi taking a rocket to the legs. That'll start to slow him down, so he can't build up as momentum. It was 30 damage there, just on the edge of the skateboard. Oh, that's a lot more of a meteor hit, Dan. That one's better as well. And this is crisp now. That big stack that was built up for dooi shattered quite quickly by nosfa.
Definitely needs to be a bit more careful running around the map as Anarchy. Wary of where nosfa's positioning are. That's why you often always see this map play pretty slow, because it's difficult to always identify the exact position of your opponent. And obviously there are huge array of rail angles given how vast the map design is. So we are seeing now definite slower tempo since nosfa got the lead. He was the one that made that first initiative.
It is a big old map. A lot of room for the verticality to come into play. Hello. Awkward encounter by the poles as he has to back his way out to keep himself far enough apart here from dooi. We're about to go into the 3rd minute as well. It's still a 1 frag lead so far for nosfa. Mega's come up, grabs it just as the engagement comes in. Quick escape grapple. Did take a bit of damage, but it's not awful. He's got the double grapple in reserve. Ooh, through the teleporter. Makes the snap-second decision to go for the dive in. Swoops in on top of the Mega, trying to get out of there to stay alive. This is when the pressure's actually going to be put back on him, because this isn't looking great. He's taking so much damage. He's dropped himself down to 10 HP. The rockets will be going out, but it's not going to be a kill. And they do go 1-to-1 down.
Much better play by dooi there, catching nosfa, cornering him. And that's exactly what he used to do. And I'm enjoying actually the pace that doi's playing at. And the reason he can do so is because he's actually controlling the items relatively well. nosfa actually going aggressive here. Nice to see the grapple to jump in onto the Mega. Takes a lot of damage with the heavy machine gun, but they do now get away. No, dooi can hit an exit rail, which is pretty big. It means nosfa won't be in position for this next heavy.
Not even 5 minutes deep into this one as well. You were right. There's a much slower style of game between the two of them. A lot of escape plays, a lot of jukes. Obviously, with the 2 speedy champions they've got as well, it makes sense. You have so much usability when it comes to just wasting time or attempting to close gaps when needed. This is beautiful movement, though. Oh, I thought that was going to be the ring out, but instead it's just so much damage done. The quick adjustment from nosfa. What? He's gone down. He's darting around like a ping pong ball.
Crazy, man. Like, don't know how he gets out of there, but he does. The inject was used as well, so that's not up, but picking up the heavy means he's in a very good position. nosfa's still pretty weak, and whilst he's there for the Mega, I expect dooi to contest for it. He's going to hire himself in a nice opening rocket. Grapple comes out. It is there in time. Can he hit an exit round? No, they're both railable. Neither one connects.
It's just ill behavior right now into some of these encounters. I'm still absolutely gobsmacked that he actually pulled that one off. nosfa! Oh, cheats death. And then just spits in the face of dooi. Shuts him down. Straight back up the ledge as well. Making the most use of the grapple to traverse the verticality of the map here on Koff. Finally heads his way back over. Gets the replenishing rail ammo, the rest of the lights, and the big heavy armor. Nice rail. Oof. Good response as well. That one's beautiful, though. The swoop in from nosfa. He's like a hawk, Dan.
Yeah, controlling the high ground a lot better than dooi. And doooi's rail's really been lagging, and it's actually the big difference so far has been the rail from nosfa.
Yeah, it's done a lot for him, but this
jump.
Oh, it gets awkward. He wanted to go up to get himself the mega. He was using the grapple, cancelled out and shut down. Fragged out by dooi. Bringing this back into reality here. It's a 1 frag lead between the both of them. It feels like it's only ever been a 1 frag lead this entire game.
And you can't lose concentration for a second, otherwise that's what's happened. Just kind of just lost his track of his opponent and came back to bite him. Now he's very much in the ropes as doooi's pushing in. He pops that inject to try and get the speed, try and get the stack. Does delay ever so slightly, but now got 15 seconds between the major items. It's a good opportunity for dooi to consolidate his lead, take this heavy, and then go active.
And to get a little bit leery. Timing coming into effect. Spots him on the ledge, takes a heavy hit. Cowers towards the back to get out of there. Up the bounce pad, run away. Instead, actually, though, opting to go for the calculated play over the top, gets himself the hourglasses. That is going to be the injection in his back pocket for when it's needed. Now is the prime time to pull it out. Couldn't win out for the Battle of the Mega, but does actually get away with his life.
Does indeed. Had to use the inject once again, so needs to be a little bit careful for this next engagement. Trying to trap nosfa. Unfortunately, doesn't connect. And time now, Jackie, it is ticking away, approaching that 2-minute warning. Once again, we see nosfa playing the high ground extremely well, playing the rail game also extremely well, 60%. Main source of damage by far.
It's also, of course, all right, hello, drive by. This man is a bit of a G. It's also the fact that obviously we're running low on time the longer this goes on. I know it's a 1 frag advantage, but you've got to think about the sheer getaway that nosfa has. If he keeps those grapples, especially if he's got 3 of them up as well, just chain those together, you're gone. You're across the other side of the map. And this map is quite large.
Yeah, particularly if you're in the low ground. You can just get up to the high ground instantly, and then what do you do as an anarchy? You try and rocket jump up, and then you're dead.
That was nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oof. dooi, hello. The rail shot's big. If he can hit more of these, he could actually get the frag, but nosfa. Oof. Getting himself the 2-kill lead now could actually get this one in the bag and take us to a third map.
And he has done enough now to take himself to that third map, as you say. Well played, nosfa. Played the rail game so extremely well. dooi did his best to try and keep the pressure up with the speed of anarchy, but wasn't able to force the engagements he really needed.
It's rough, but what can you do? That's the way the cookie's going to crumble there on that one. It did feel like dooi was going to win out on that. He was so confident. He took so much swagger into the way he peaked it. And this is the issue, right? Like, obviously, you imagine this, even if it was close, even if it was doable, and that was the 1 frag hit he needed, just look how fast nosfa has pieced out and can just continuously run away from the grapples and just the bouncing.
Exactly. He's just gone. 15 seconds to go. That will be a good game, and we move on to map 3. Can you remind us what that is, Jackie?
Yeah.
Kind sir.
Going into the third map is going to be Awoken, so actually should be pretty fun when it comes to a lot more aggression, a lot more of a classical map, I'd say, between these two, Dan. In terms of the champion picks we're looking at for that, it is Doomslayer being brought out for dooi. So we get the Doom back in the fold. Obviously, the triple jump, very, very prevalent on a map like Awoken, right? And that will be Ranger for nosfa. So actually a pretty tasty matchup there with the champions.
That's a really nice one. 2 meta champions there. Super aggression. We've seen all series long, all dooi wants to do is fight, and he's got now the utility to do that. He's on the Ranger, did you say?
No, sorry, I think we've got nosfa on a Ranger. Yeah, nosfa coming out on Ranger, Doom for dooi.
Cool. Either way, still an incredibly strong champion. Not got the same level of versatility with the orb that we know he loves to use very creatively, but nosfa also has a lot of things up his sleeve that he can pull out, and we saw his rail begin to click there, and I think that's going to be another really defining factor for him on this map. He'll want to keep using that early, chip away at dooi, and if he can do that, he's in a really good position to take the map.
Well, from what I remember early on as well, like even back over on the A stream, like nosfa's rail was actually a big part of his toolkit to get him into the game we had versus Avok. So if he's able to use that now, it'd be a gigantic asset for him. At least you take it for what it is, right? This is now a level playing field. This is basically just the best of one between these two. But this is a very important matchup in terms of the overall bracket for them.
Yeah, for sure. Lower bracket, fight or die, and you're going home if you don't win this, and this is the last chance alone. They've been evenly matched throughout, so it's going to be a good map. Oh, I love Awoken. Yeah,
Awoken's sick, man. I've been about the smaller, more aggressive styles of Quake that we get, especially between two players like this as well. Like dooi, he is good. He is pretty damn good at manipulating the tempo of the game when he needs to, right? Like he can definitely grind you out, but on a map like Awoken, there's not really as many crevices. There's not really as many like angles you can get away with wasting time. Even Deep Embrace, another small map, but it has more opportunity for that sort of style, right? Awoken is normally may the better fragger win.
Yeah, and that's something that we've seen in evolution a bit in terms of doooi's playstyle this season in particular, is that he's actually been, for the most part, aggressive, and he takes aggressive choices. He picks aggressive champions. Obviously, thinking way back to stage 1, stage 2 last season, we were like, oh, it's dooi. Let's go for a 1-0. But now it's all about the aggression. I really love to see it because he has a unique toolkit in that regard. So.
Well, yeah, it's also like, you can learn a lot from having that as an asset, right? Like even Base, when you think about someone that plays really slow, Base doesn't play slow all the time, right? Like there is enough of a tempo change there for when he needs to. It's just he's refined that play style so much that when he does turn it on, there's a reason for it. I think dooi sort of followed in the same trajectory, because I remember exactly what you're saying. Like back in the first season, right, there was games where he would try and play super slow the entire way through. Then we've seen him slowly coming out of his shell more when it comes to actually hitting his shots, and he's got sick aim, so it makes sense.
Yeah, no, exactly. And he's gone very much the other way, but it's good to see. It's a maturing, as we said, and he does that here. I think that's the kind of tempo he needs to do here as well.
He's just got to get out there and just give him the business. Here we go. Oh, hello. Look at the movement coming in here. Straight away, nosfa giving it. Takes a lot of damage, but does pick up the kill. Gets the mega as well. That's huge. Slightly different there on the timing. Oh. And it would have been disgusting as dooi would have already got himself back in the game. But the fact it's 2 kills. Oh, this could be tasty stuff. He hasn't been taken down either, so we can actually get his stack back.
Can indeed. He's in a good position here. There's a long time before items, so if anyone fights, comes out on top, they have a good chance now to take both major items. It's already a split between the two of them, and doooi's firmly in position here to take the mega. Should be able to move across towards that heavy. nosfa's not in a really good position to defend it. But that's a nice try, Bot, saying that. He's going to stick around. Does take the item. Good timing from nosfa.
This has been a ridiculous little back and forth in such a short space of time.
Okay.
Ooh.
That was tracking.
Yeah, that was rough. God damn. Look at him. Playing pinball as well. Hello, the rocket over the top. Damn, what is going on?
I don't know. doooi's just playing out of his mind. nosfa tries the rocket jump.
No!
Can't even make it.
Mate,
my lord,
that was gory. That was just absolutely ridiculous. He went flying backwards with the sheer momentum, and then just got ripped in half by the rail. 3 kills to 2, 2 minutes in, and they've been very cinematic frags as well. This hasn't been a normal game of Awoken.
No, nothing's been normal so far.
God damn. This is tasty stuff. As he will go back in again, straight through the portal, the direct rocket, the midi coming out. Oh, if Zoot was here, he'd be smiling with that one.
Yeah, no one wants him here though. And the unfortunate thing is that he didn't take any damage, so he's in such a good position to consolidate this continued advantage. He's taking all the items away from nosfa. I like this as well, slowing the pace down, trying to make nosfa second guess his positioning.
Oh man, the battle of the LG, the streams being crossed. Dooi absolutely giving it, as he is slaughtering right now. He is up, Dan, by 3 frags. We're 3 minutes in. This game has been a lot more chaotic, a lot more aggressive. Ooh, all right, that's a rail shot. I didn't actually expect him to miss, but at least the follow-ups are coming in thick and fast. Though nosfa gets out, actually stays alive.
Dooi does not want to go home today, but I'm sure neither does nosfa, so there will be some fight left in the Brazilian.
Wow, okay. Actually jumps over the top of the rocket there. He's able to nutmeg it effectively. Oh,
okay,
he got the dial off through the hole, Dan.
Okay, that was nice. I didn't expect that. Goes aggressive, but he's not got the timing. And he's done a bit of damage, so is it enough? That is the question. He's got the rail, and that's what I want to see him use more. At the moment, he's been sucked into this chaotic close combat game by Dooi. I don't think that suits nosfa. nosfa plays better when he can slow the tempo just a little bit and hit these creative rail angles. Dooi's not letting him do that.
Ooh, down in the swamp. Hit with a shotty as he flicks himself around. Oh, this is Dooi's swamp, Dan. Oh, and he's
really
proving that.
is.
Look at him go. He's like Shrek.
Oh dear. I think this is GG. And yeah, he's already called it. It's done.
It's over. The big green Shrek.
Enjoy. I don't know if that's just him actually giving up. No, he's not giving up.
Right, okay, cool. I didn't know what was going on. That was a bit weird. And it was quite an odd message. Maybe that's him saying, enjoy this, and now he's back. Now he's giving it.
I mean, for me, that was him saying, enjoy the next round, enjoy the tournament. Like, there's no real coming back for him. Maybe he's just going to play it out for the sake of playing it out. I don't know. I don't think it was trolling.
I mean, he's closing the gap, Dan.
Maybe, is that Brazilian humor? I don't know.
Well, no, it's one of those, you know what I mean? You get in his head, you make him think he's won, and then you beat him. Imagine that. Imagine the scenes and it's happening.
That is if you do that, that's a dick move. That's like the old school, you know, you say GG and they just let go of the mouse and you kill them type of move, you know? You haven't actually GG'd out, so.
Get wrecked. I only type 1G. Imagine that. That's the sort of move you'd make.
Yeah, you're so cool.
Thank you, bro. You're so cringe. Oh, this is still pretty good, though. Oh, no, actually, unlucky.
But there we go. Dooi's back in control.
Back in the game. Back in the game. Unlike you, Dan, you bald fraud. Not back in the game. You heard.
Bald fraud?
Yeah.
Planet are you on?
Planet where you're...
You don't know where you're going with that one.
I didn't know where I was going with that one. nosfa knows where he's going, though, as he sends himself out of there, back from Banana, trying to keep himself alive. Technically. Oh! All right. Not technically. That is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, he's just playing it out, so this isn't, I guess, full effort nosfa.
It's certainly something, though. Like, to be fair, Dooi, fair play, right? Like, the first couple of minutes, he actually did really start to chain some consistently clean kills together, and
he was on one.
He was grinding it out.
But the smiley face has put him off his game a little bit. You're right. Yeah, the mind games.
1 HP. Any oneers in the chat? 5-11, no, Dan. Obviously, Dooi at this point, he is going to be quite comfortable with the way this game has gone. It doesn't feel like there's really much of an opportunity where this should slip out of his grasp. Meaning, of course, he keeps on going in the bracket play. Rough for nosfa, though. Like, a huge turn-up to start off the entire tournament, right? Like, you 2-1 Havoc, that's big. That's big energy. Unfortunate, though, that obviously he slipped from such a big height.
Yep. Still been a great series all round though.
Oh yeah.
Dooi
Second
just
map was
played.
sick. First map was pretty dope.
Dooi just played cleaner. Seemed like a slightly better timing, close combat, generally more efficient as well. nosfa definitely had a better rail throughout, but Dooi found ways to force close combat engagements.
Just having a look here at what we're working with in terms of the scoreboard, seeing if anything sticks out. Nothing too miraculous. He's hitting like 50% rail, 50% LG, rockets in the high 40s as well. It's all pretty clean, like Dooi. He's been proficient with everything he's needed to find frags with. nosfa, he's been grinding this back slightly, of course, but for what it is, it does feel like this game was won a little while ago. Seems like it should be all set and done. But there is still a minute, about 40 seconds left on this one. Double the kills of nosfa, though.
It's been commanding. Map 1 was chaotic. Map 2 was nice and strategical from nosfa, and then map 3 was back to chaotic again. But this time it was a bit more controlled chaos from Dooi.
Yeah, definitely a little bit more reserved in some of the plays that have been made. Final 60 though. Comes out through the porter. Ooh, a lot of nail damage, but it won't matter as it'll actually be the LG to frag him. nosfa bouncing his way through the portal as well. Straight on the hunt immediately here. The LG is pulled out, but look how low on ammunition he is. He has to switch off it and get the kill with the rocket. The timer overall is going to be the decisive factor, of course. That means this game is shut down for Dooi.
Yeah, even if he gets a frag now, it is definitely not within the remit of time to make this comeback happen, but all credit to nosfa knocking Navek down into the lower bracket in the first game of the day was, in my opinion, a bit of an upset, but he fully deserved that victory. Now he's taken Dooi right to the wire in what is a very, very close encounter, but unfortunately today was not his day, which means I think he's our first player to officially go home.
Yeah. It seems like he will be. I mean, he's already home, but I suppose he'll probably be turning the PC off now as he has lost out on that one. 15-10 is the scoreline. That's the way it goes as Dooi wins the series in a 2-1 split. More action to come later on, but for now, I believe we are going straight to a bit of a break.